Welcome to Game Corp, a bi-weekly podcast where we reach into the Imagisphere and pull out the next great video game idea. I'm the CEO of Game Corp, Beckers.
And I am the CEO of Game Corp, Bryce.
Last time, we made Jumanji. How'd that do, Bryce?
Actually, we didn't make Jumanji. I thought about it. We had the boys down in research and animal capture look into it. And then I said, you know what, Pokemon? That one was the good one. We did the Pokemon. The good Pokemon games that we made, Nintendo actually knocked on our door. They heard the podcast. They said, hello, I'm Nintendo. That was weird. I didn't know that Nintendo was a man, but he showed up and he said, can I have your video games? And I was like, all of them? They're like, no, not all. What is wrong? Anyway, and then they're like the Pokemon ones. And I was like, what was the name of those games again? And then Beckers is going to tell me what the name of her Pokemon game was to remind me so that I can tell everybody else.
Yeah, it was really long and... No.
No.
Yep.
Pokemon
No.
no. Pokemon no. Pokemon no and Pokemon yes. They were renamed in the development process. And and I think it really simplified the purchasing process because whenever anyone went to buy the games, there was a hilarious conversation of which would you like to buy Pokemon? They're like, no. And they're like,
oh, Pokemon? No. Pokemon? No.
And then the
I thought you wanted to buy Pokemon, yes? No, Pokemon, no.
Yes, it was great. And I was excited about that was a thing that happened, and I think it went really well. And Nintendo said they're gonna put all of our games in, or all of our Pokemon in Pokemon Go, and we get $1 for every time someone catches a vampire bat.
And that steak Pokemon.
Can you name a single Pokemon you made?
I don't remember what they looked like. I think I had like Punchy. I think Punchy was my first one. So yeah. There you go. Punchy.
Nailed it.
So that was the good news. I have some bad news though, Bryce.
Okay.
So I recently took one of the new interns under my wing.
That's proving Beckers is a bird.
I am a bird, and my intern, unfortunately, was not also a bird. I foolishly assumed that she could fly, and now, long story short, Melissa's no longer an intern with our company.
Okay.
Or any company. She's dead.
Wow. Wow. That's concerning. Okay. Good to know.
Yep. All right. So
I'll inform their families.
Okay. So let's go to game ideas, right? That's what we're here for.
Yep.
Remember that you, listener, can help us come up with game ideas by tweeting them to us on Twitter like a bird using the hashtag GameMateCorp. So, you can do that. We also have a subreddit. I don't usually do the intro, so Bryce is being very distracting to me right now by laughing at me. Okay, so we also have a subreddit at r/GameMateCorp. You can post ideas there. Bryce will be there watching you post them, and it's gonna be good. Yep. Okay. So now we need a game idea.
Okay.
Are you ready? I have one.
Oh, good. Yes. Thank you. Please come again.
So, have you heard of that game? It's called Surgeon Simulator. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
Yes. So, you're an amateur and you're performing Yes, you are. Don't even try to deny it.
Thank you.
You're an amateur. You perform
at surgeoning or
at surgeoning.
okay, not okay.
Yes. So you, an amateur, you perform a heart transplant. And the controls are also like stupid difficult. It's not like it would have been really hard to begin with, but like you also can't use your hands very good. Okay, so that's Surgeon Simulator. I was thinking, what other profession would it be absolutely just absurd to have an amateur just do? Like walk off the street and just do.
Bicycle specialist. See, you're giving me a face, but you don't know what a bicycle specialist is. You cannot walk off the street and be like, I'm ready to be a bicycle specialist, because you wouldn't even know where to start.
You're not wrong. And that's the thing, is if I were to choose bicycle specialist simulator right now, that would be it. Because I wouldn't even know where to begin. You take the bike and you get your specialist on it, all over it.
Special sauce?
With a wrench and some special sauce. And you probably have like one of those cards that you put in the spokes so that your bike sounds like a motorcycle.
But you gotta pick the right card. You gotta get a holographic. You gotta get a holographic Charizard, or else your bike won't be able to go super fast, like the flames that Charizard shoots out his tail.
I think we've covered Bike Specialist Simulator.
Okay. Was that your... Were we doing Bike Specialist Simulator?
I didn't plan that, but here we are.
As all great game ideas happen.
You know, when you say Bike Specialist Simulator, do you just mean bicycle?
What? I mean, I think a bike specialist would know the answer to that. And then I think you open up the game, Bikes Specialist Simulator, and then there's a screen that pops up and it's like, what is a bike specialist? And then people have to type in what they think it is. And then if they get it wrong, their hard drive explodes. And then
their heart explodes, and then they need a heart transplant.
And then the CD drive pops out, and we've specially designed the CDs that if they're exposed to explosions, like an exploding computer, that the CD will transform and read, "You are not ready to be a bike specialist."
This game will only be available on CD.
Yes.
And VHS.
Yes, as you know what? Yes.
Yes, like the movie The Grudge. You just pop it in.
Pop it in and play The Grudge.
And except it's a game.
What's your high score on The Grudge?
666.
Wow. I hear that's real good. Personally, yeah. I went for 669, but I'm, a good gamer. Professional. I got to the first level of bike specialist.
How many levels are there?
I mean, it's
just the one.
It's the one. Most people don't get there, so it's like you win basically if you can start the game.
I think that's solid. Let's throw that back at the R&D department. That's a good springboard to move on from. Do you have another game idea, Bryce?
Can I tell you a story? A story I once heard about an old lady who swallowed a fly. Now here's what I heard. I know this sounds unbelievable. This is how it was told to me. Now, apparently there was an old lady who swallowed a fly. Can you believe this? I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Maybe she'll die. it's been, I mean, we didn't have a doctor on scene. It was a little confusing. And then she swallowed a spider to get the fly, and then she got a bird up in there, and then the bird is the natural predator to the spider. So the spider. What if the spider didn't get the fly? Then you just got a bird eating your spider, and then you still got a fly in there and a bird, and then there's too much.
You know how people say that there's like butterflies in your stomach?
Yes.
They have nothing to complain about anymore.
Okay. Which would you rather have, one bird or 100 butterflies in your stomach?
A bird.
Okay.
I do that every day. Chicken is my favorite food.
Agreed. But here's the
Am
element.
I still a bird?
This is a question we all have to ask ourselves. Am I still a
Go
bird?
on.
Okay, so here's how the story was told. There was an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. There was an old lady who swallowed a spider and wriggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. I want to know what was going on. I want to make a video game that explores the deep mysteries of the old lady who swallows her fly. Who is the narrator? We're going to play as the narrator. This is a game about you're standing over here, and there's an old lady over there, and she swallowed a fly. And you're watching this go down.
And you're just letting it happen.
You're kind of like letting this happen. At no point do you go, hey, you know what? Digestion's gonna take care of that fly. You're not going to die. Like, I don't know why you thought a fly is fatal. Like, what is there any fly that could kill you? Probably not. If there is, it probably wouldn't be classified as a fly. It would be classified as Dr. Poison's
As a die.
Yeah, bam, nailed it in 7. So you're Jimmy Neutron crossover. Jimmy Neutron's in the fly game. He's watching this all go down. The old lady across the street swallowed a fly. Now, you see a spider in the corner. Old lady starts reaching for it. What do? Apparently nothing, because she swallows that spider, and you're sitting there just going like, man, can you believe how crazy it is? How absurd that this lady now is swallowing a bird. How absurd. What point...
Excellent. 9 out of 10.
Do you go, maybe I'm going to step in here. Maybe I'm going to say, okay, you swallowed a fly, swallowed a spider. You got a bird. You know what? As Beckers points out, we all eat birds. That happens. Now you see her reaching for a cat. Beckers.
Wait.
She's going for a cat, and she's unhinged her jaw. It might be possible. There might be a revelation here that this is some sort of monster that is eating creatures that is dressed up as an old lady.
Like Nagini in Book 7 of Harry Potter when she impersonates Bathilda Bagshot.
Spoilers.
In Godric's Hollow.
Spoilers.
It's been out for a long time.
Old lady unhinged her jaw, gets a cat up in there. Imagine that she swallowed a cat because she's a monster. It's revealed.
And now she's fat. She has a very rotund belly full of magical, or not magical creatures, just
magical.
The creatures. I mean, if they're alive,
that's a
they're
different.
pretty magic.
That's a different element. Now, what you just ate a cat? What do you get in there? What do you get in there to take care of a cat?
A dog or a hillbilly.
Did you know there's more than one way to skin a cat?
Why are you doing this to me?
I don't know. So you're standing across Jimmy Neutron, your crossover Jimmy Neutron video game. Jimmy Neutron experience. This is called Jimmy Neutron experiences the old lady who swallowed a fly. The Jimmy Neutron experience. That's the full title. The Jimmy Neutron experiences the old lady who swallows the fly. The Jimmy Neutron experience. What a hog to swallow
What is
a dog.
Jimmy doing?
He's standing there watching this monster unhinges.
Why?
Like, you could make, I don't know, a cat would not fit in a normal person's mouth. This woman just unhinged her jaw to get a cat, unless she killed them. And then that's not going to help with the other things, unless she's just eating them. Did we just, like, is this a possibility that this old
No.
lady...
She's swallowing them whole.
Okay. Because according to the way that Jimmy Neutron told it, the old lady swallowed a dog. What a hog to swallow a dog. So I guess it's a swallow. Like, you could have cut them up and swallowed, but let's not. They're in there. Unhinge the jaw, there's a dog in there.
What breed of dog?
Golden
It has
retriever.
to be big enough to eat a cat, I guess.
Yeah, well, do dogs eat cats?
No, but it doesn't make sense unless this one does.
Okay. Here's a follow-up question. You got a fly in there. Fly, you get a spider. Get rid of the spider, you go for this is where you say bird. Okay. To get the bird, you eat a
Cat.
and then to get the cat, you go for a dog.
Mm-hmm.
What do you go for to get the dog?
A bear. Or
No.
something.
Well, I don't.
A mountain lion. A regular lion.
Now, I'm going to double down on this woman is a monster creature that exists. Jimmy Neutron needs to create an invention and stop this beast. Because the next line in the story that he has expressed is, there was an old lady who swallowed a goat. Because at this point, she's not trying to get the fly. She's not trying to get the spider. She's not trying to get the dog because she ate a goat. This is a monster. She's
the chupacabra. She's the chupacabra. I've solved it.
There was an old lady who swallowed a goat. She opened her throat and swallowed a goat.
What?
This is the way Jimmy Neutron expressed the story. What's next? What's this creature going for?
My firstborn?
There was an old lady who swallowed a cow. I don't know how she swallowed a cow. Because she's a monster, Jimmy Neutron. Please. Please, humanity needs you, Jimmy Neutron. This is a game about making Jimmy Neutron realize what is happening in front of his eyes. Please. Stop this creature.
She has shed her skin suit, opened her throat hole.
And she's coming for you now, Jimmy. Oh, actually, she swallowed a horse at the end. But maybe.
Of course, she swallowed a horse.
But maybe the horse was maybe it was a Trojan horse implemented by our hero, Jimmy Neutron.
Full of Jimmy Neutrons.
Okay. Sure, actually, that's something Jimmy Neutron would probably do because that boy's buck wild.
He could probably clone. He seems pretty unethical.
I mean, I'm 98% sure at one point there was a Jimmy Neutron clone. Now, about taking many clones of Jimmy Neutron and inserting them into a horse so that a monster of an old lady could swallow them, that's maybe less Jimmy Neutron's bag, but he's feeling frisky today. There was an old lady who swallowed a horse. She died, of course. So this is a game you gotta convince Jimmy Neutron to fight back against a beast and somehow genetically modify a horse to defeat the chupacabra.
Just put some Ebola in the horse.
I mean, this lady swallowed
A fly, a spider, a bird, a cat, a dog, a goat, a cow.
And a horse. Well, up till the horse.
Well.
Up till the horse. And she's fine.
Maybe she's allergic.
To horse. Yeah,
to horse.
it's like signs. It was water.
That movie scared me. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. You know what sometimes scares me?
Me?
Yes. But also not having investors. But luckily, we don't have that problem. Can you tell me about that, Beckers?
Did you know that you can help Game Make Corp succeed? If you head on down to patreon.com/lastgeek, you can subscribe and get our Patreon exclusive content and a shout out on our podcasts like Aaron C. Thank you for being great, Aaron C. The next game goes out to you. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
Hunger Strike, the board game.
A game that the old lady would do very bad at.
I think it's time for another board game. Not
Jumanji?
targeted towards old lady monsters.
Maybe on the box we put no monsters. That way, if anyone doesn't buy it, we can be like,
You're a monster.
We see you.
Monster. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you do well in this game. You move forward by, like, you pull a card and it says, you fasted for 3 days. Move forward 3 spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep. That's words.
And you move backwards when you draw a card that says, you ate a horse.
Of course you would. Of course, of course.
But the horse is like the top option, so that's like 10 spaces backwards.
Yep. It's a crossover. It's spiders, flies, cats, dogs. Those are the food available.
Yes. When you swallow a fly, you only move back 1 space.
And if at any point when you draw the, like, oh, it's a goat, and you're like licking your lips, we're like, oh, you thought you could trick us by purchasing this game, old lady. We see you.
No monsters. The point of the game, you want to get to the end, right?
Yes.
And you want to hunger strike all the way to the end where you either die and become a martyr, which I guess is winning, and then or they let you win whatever you're fighting for. I didn't really plan that part out. You're Gandhi. This is Gandhi, the board game. Hunger Strike, Gandhi.
Okay.
It comes with an action figure.
Is it like interactable?
And inspirational quotes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's opposable.
Can you give me a quote that would be included in this board game?
A Gandhi quote?
A quote that you would put in the board game.
I can think of. I have this. You didn't think I would have one, but I do. Okay. I heard one. If you're worried about something and can't do anything about it, then why worry? If you can do something about it, then why worry? Something like that. That's it. That's Gandhi. I'm about 80%.
That's the quote. 80%. That's it. That's Gandhi. That's the card. Beckers.
I'm about 80% sure.
Yep.
Nobody thought that they'd be Gandhi'd on this podcast today, but I managed to find a way to put Gandhi in here.
And how do you feel about that?
I feel good.
That's good. How do you feel about this game idea?
Hey, it's good.
Okay. Tell me more about it.
It'll be fun for all the kids to pretend to starve to get out of their chores this week. And then they'll play with mom.
Wait,
so instead of doing a real...
Is this supposed to teach them how to do political
do a
unrest?
Hunger strike. Yes.
Okay. I could...
Peaceful style.
And then
I don't feel like that would work today. I feel like people would just be like, starve, bitch.
wow. How do you win?
How do you win? I heard you starve to death and become a martyr.
Or so
the other side folds early.
Do you have an opponent? Is it is it
You're both on a hunger strike.
Okay.
You're not against each other.
Wait, so this is like
you're on opposite hunger strikes. Whoever has the most successful hunger strike.
The evil the government or whatever is also on hunger strike that you're fighting against.
No.
What are you fighting for? What's your options?
It's up to your individual person, right? So,
Dude.
Okay. We'll put options in there to start the game. One of them, you're gonna fight for world peace.
Okay. And then
other one, it's gonna be tacos for everybody.
So you're doing a hunger strike to ensure tacos for everybody.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. On its face,
in a world without tacos.
On the face, that sounds like a bad idea. But when you think about it, like, I'm refusing to eat any food until everyone can have a taco, is actually a legitimate thing that people should say to each other.
In a world without tacos, one player. I wanted to say one man, but I wanted to be inclusive.
You could person.
Oh. One human, not monster, stood alone to fight for the right for tacos.
Okay. Is there any other options?
Yeah, so world peace, tacos for everyone. Free puppies for life.
Okay, so how many people could play this game?
Ban people from sitting too close to you forever. I don't know. How many people can play at a time? 4.
Yep, 4. So there'll be...
It's like in the game of life when you choose a career path. You choose a hunger strike.
Okay, so let me... Okay. You got 4 players. You got one wanting world peace, one wanting tacos, one wanting puppies, one wanting people not to sit close.
I mean, there were going to be more options. We're working on it.
Okay. Well, let's say those are the 4 that were picked by the 4 players. You, world peace person, gets to the end. They reach the end space first. What happens then?
They win the game.
But they're dead?
Or yes.
Or yes.
It depends. If they make it all the way to the end, they died. But there's world peace.
See, I'm thinking
it's a game about it teaches you. It teaches you that you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have world peace and also survive. It's a lesson.
Okay. Well, I have a game idea that's also educational. It's about outer space.
Yes.
So, I like games with space. Have you heard of Kerbal Space Program?
Yes.
Okay.
Now.
It's a game where you shoot rockets into space. You have to build the rockets and make them all good. Super bad. Super not bad.
Super bad. I mean, not bad. This is not.
This is the opposite.
This is not what I meant.
And fuel efficiency is important when building rockets and stuff. If you're going to the moon, you can't be wasting all your fuel on Tootsie Rolls. I learned that the hard way. I'm sorry, Jeremy. I'm so sorry. It was worth it. So, if you wanted to build a factory on the moon, I'm not saying Game Corp's looking into it. I'm just saying that this might be a good research opportunity for us.
Real estate's cheap up there. So far from the nearest good school.
Yeah. But getting factory workers to the moon be complicated. So I'm thinking there's options you have. You could shoot off a bunch of rockets with small groups of people, but that's super expensive. Skin up all your factory profits. How are you gonna do that? You need to put factory materials in there like nails and Tootsie Rolls.
Hammers.
So, you're going to put 2 humans in your rocket, shoot them off. Those are your first workers. But what are you going to do when you want to expand the factory and get some more video games being built all the time? Well, this is now a dating simulator where you have to get your two workers to fall in love and create the next generation of moon workers. So
it's a dating simulator, but they have no other options.
I mean, yeah, but when you have no other options, you still have the options of no. Pokemon no.
TM.
And so it's a dating sim where you have to give them the option of, hey, you could, live the rest of your life alone making video games on the moon, or you could do that with me.
Hard choice.
So you do that, and then you did it. Good job. They got married. Moon marriage is the best marriage. And then you have the next generation of kids. And then it's been 30 years. You send up another rocket of 2 people. And then you got to marry those 2 off to the kids of the first batch. So that
Space Adam and Eve.
Yep. So that you can get more workers. And it's a game about making your workers marry and date on the moon. You think a dating simulator is hard. You try and romance on the moon. 0G, more like 0 romantic date opportunities because the drive-in's closed.
Wow. Because there's no cars on the moon. So it got no business and it closed down.
I didn't think of that.
Yikes. So
every time you want to expand your so you do the factory portion of building your factory and putting the little conveyor belts and stuff, but every time you want to expand the factory, get some more people, because eventually conveyor belts are going to need somebody to stand next to the conveyor belt and see, you're doing a good job, conveyor belt. I'm proud of you, because sometimes conveyor belts doubt themselves and they need a little encouragement. So you need another batch of workers, and then you enter the dating mode to create the next set of quality people that might or might not be making video games.
So once you've bred your work stock,
then it just keeps expanding. You do the dating, you expand your factory. You do the dating, you expand your factory. Then you've taken over the entire moon, and then you set your eyes on Earth. Once the Game Corp empire that controls the moon looks down on the Earth, for we are far above you now. We, the family that came from the moon, will come to the Earth to see who knocks first. Outer space business tycoon. You got so first
There's
thing.
love.
First thing
There's Tycoon.
First thing.
There's love in Tycoon.
First thing, gotta build a rocket. You design the rocket, and you gotta make sure it shoots good, doesn't explode, can get 2 people to the moon with a bunch of factory supplies so they can go to the moon, build factory. Then, next element starts, dating sim. Got to get those 2 crazy kids together, or else the whole business venture is going down. Then, you did the dating sim good. They got 2 new kids out. Time to go cycle back to the rocket building exercise, because you need the next batch of kids up there so that they can date.
You need to spread your fruits of your lines.
Yep. And then you put those out, and then it's just a cycle. A lot of diverse gameplay on this one. A lot of exciting opportunities. I'm excited. You excited, Beckers?
Yes.
Okay. So I think that's the game that we're gonna go with. Time to do some housekeeping. Did you know that we're a podcast? You're listening to it right now. I know. It surprised us too. If you enjoyed this podcast, you can go to iTunes or Stitcher and rate and review us. It helps us get people to the moon. It's going to work. I swear to God, it's going to work. Also, if you like the sound of my voice, I'm on another podcast. It's called Ready Set Gamecast. We talk about video game news from other companies that aren't as cool as GameMate Corp. Like all of them. They're not as cool as GameMate Corp. We're the cool kids. We wear sunglasses when we go outside, even in the dark. Where can people find you, Beckers?
They can find me on Twitter at Dr. Beckers with a Z. At least right now. Where can they find you, Bryce?
On twitter.com. Where you can tweet game ideas using the hashtag GameMateCorp. You can also find my particular tweets at Last Geek. Also, GameMate Corp has their own Twitter. I heard that we're putting an intern in charge of that. We'll see if they survive. That's weird. Why would somebody say that about an intern? I don't know. Also,
poor Melissa.
Also, Last Geek Plays on Twitch, on Instagram, and lastgeek.com. Don't go to that website. It's bad. I have not updated it, but it exists. And somebody commented on it once relating to this podcast. I saw it, and I appreciate it. Thank you. And this has been the podcast. See you again next time on the moon.
And remember, have fun.
And remember, have fun.